Hey guys, welcome back. This is History of Digimon Digital Monsters, Season 1, Episode 35 of my show, but this is about Episode 34. Now, before I actually start talking about it, again, I just want to mention to you guys, thank you for all your support, and with the likes and the views, comments. I got 46 subscribers right now, which is good. I really do want to get to 100, though. I really do want to get there. It's going to be a good, huge accomplishment for me and stuff. And as I explained in my last video, May the 20th is coming up, and if you look on my original video that I first posted when I joined, it says published on May 20th of 2013. So when May the 20th of this year hits again, it's going to be like 1 year since I first joined the whole YouTube community and stuff like that. I just thought I'd get that out of the way for you guys and stuff. Anyway, getting back into the actual story of the episode, this is History of Digimon Digital Monsters Season 1, Episode 35 of my show, but it's about Episode 34. Now, before I actually start talking about it, I just want to mention to you guys what this episode is called in the English dub. Episode 35 of Season 1 in the English dub is called, The Eighth Child Revealed, which is kind of an appropriate kind of title and stuff. I just thought I'd get that out of the way, and also, I should just mention this. If you guys remember when I did the video for episode 33 of my show, but about episode 32, I said that 2 videos from that point, I was going to explain to you guys a bit about Gatomon's backstory. Because if you guys remember when I did the video that introduced Gatomon, I said she had a bit of a backstory mentioned to her. And I will explain to you guys what that backstory is for a little while in this video. So I might try to make it maybe 18 minutes or so to cover the backstory stuff or something like that. I'm not sure. Anyway, getting back into it, like I said, this video is episode 35 of my show, but it's about episode 34, and episode 34 is appropriately called The Eighth Child Revealed. The reason why it's called that is because we finally find out that this is the part in the series where Kai and the others finally find out that Kari is the 8th Digidestined child and stuff. And this is also what I meant when I said she'd be the main focus of the arc, because Myotismon's army comes to the human world to look for her and stuff like that. And the way this video starts off is, Gatomon is, looking, she's using Ty's little miniature telescope thing, which I don't know how she got a hold of it. Maybe she got a hold of it before she left the house back in episode 33 of my show, but about episode 32, I'm not really sure about that. Anyway, she's looking at Kari and her cat Miko through the mini telescope, and then she's having a flashback. Like, she's thinking to herself, if Kari is the 8th child, then she has to destroy her, but every time she gets close to her, she gets this strange, like, sensation kind of thing and stuff like that. And then it shows a flashback of my video for episode 31 of my show, but about episode 33 of my show, but about episode 32, where she was on the 33 of my show, but about episode 32, where she was on the couch and Kari wanted her to come to her, and she was wobbling and stuff, and then she's like, what happened? I could have destroyed the Digidestined monster bro, but something was blocking my way. And then she's looking through the mini telescope again, and she says that, look at that can out there. You get that food from a can. And she gets to the cabin, and she's like, talk about a perfect life. No one was ever that nice to me growing up. No one was nice, period. And then there's this couple of flashback memories, where she was now, if you guys remember, I said that Gatomon was a champion level Digimon because I told you guys, if you were wondering if she was a rookie Digimon, she's not. She was actually a champion. Now, this kind of makes a referential appearance of her champion form. It won't make a physical appearance until the end of this arc, but I'll just tell you who her rookie form is called. Her rookie form is called Salamon, which is basically, I think it's which is basically like a miniature like thing that looks like a dog kind of thing. I'm not sure how that fits out. Anyway, what happens is she's saying that when she was Salamon, she was a slave to the Myotismon. And then in the flashback, Myotismon is using his Crimson Lightning stuff on Gatomon when she was Salamon. And there's his voice in the background saying that every time he looked at her with those eyes, he'd have to hurt her. And then he's then it goes into the present where she's pulling one of the paw gloves that she has on her, revealing one of the scars, and she's saying that that's one of the scars that she got from Iota's phone just because she had those eyes and looked at her with it and stuff. And then what happens is after that, this other Digimon shows up. He's like a spellcaster kind of thing. And now I'll just explain who that Digimon is if you guys don't mind. His name's Wizardmon, and he's actually a champion level Digimon like Gatomon. And in his first season, his special attacks are called Magical Game and Thunderball. And just to be, I don't want to mention the fourth season, but I just want to mention something very quickly. There is a Wizardmon that'll show up in the fourth season, and the Wizardmon that's in this first season will make a kind of astral, I guess you could say, astral appearance in season 2. But I won't explain about those seasons until I get to them. I just thought I'd mention that for you guys. And then what happens is, Wizardmon is telling Gatomon she's thinking about the good old days, and then she's telling him that she's like, I'm not gonna tell you again, Wizardmon. Don't read my thoughts without my permission. And then he's apologizing for it, and then she's telling him that it shouldn't be out looking for the 8-digit human and stuff, which is kind of they should be looking for. And he says that he'll get right on that. And then what happens after that is basically what happens after that is she's looking. Gatomon. After that, it goes to the next scene, and then Wizardmon is looking for the Digivice using the copy of Kari's quest that he has, and he finds it, and he sees a crow attacking it, and then he uses his Thunderball attack. Now I should just mention what Wizardmon's special attacks are called in his first season. His special attacks in his first season are called Magical Game and Thunderball. And he uses that Thunderball attack, like I explained to you guys, to knock the car out of the net and get the Digivice. But then Gatomon shows up, and he has to con him by giving him a bottle of green chili sauce. And when Gatomon flies away, Wizardmon is saying that there's no way he's going to give the Digivice to Gatomon because he'll take the credit for himself, which is kind of right, and stuff like that. It makes sense. And then what happens after that is he's saying if the Digivice was there, then where was the crest? And then he goes back to where Gatomon is, and he's apologizing to her for disturbing her again, and then he shows her the Digivice, and then she's asking him where he found it, and he says that he found it in a crow's nest near the Iraqi woods and stuff, and then Gatomon is saying that Gatomon is basically, she's saying that the 8th destined child must be somewhere near there, and but Wizardmon thinks that's not where it is. She thinks that the location of the child is actually somewhere deep within Gatomon's heart and stuff, and she said that he believes that she buried a part of herself deep inside herself and locked it away, basically emotionally, I guess you could say. And then Gatomon starts getting a bit defensive. Like, what happens is she pulls out her claws, and then she's saying that she says that Just leave me alone. Who sent you here? My Otismon? And then he's saying that my Otismon has nothing to do with him. And he fights on her side, not his, which is kind of right. This is what I meant when I said Gatomon was a good Digimon. She was just mixed up. I'll explain a bit when I get to the part where she's introduced to Kari and stuff like that. I'll explain what I meant. And then basically what happens is he's having a flashback to when he and Gatomon kind of first met. Apparently he fell from the sky once and no one seemed to help him and he was traveling, not stopping and stuff. And then Gatomon found him. And then what happens is after that, basically in the flashback, she's in the next part of the flashback, when it gets back to where the current scene is, Gatomon says that she doesn't remember any of that, and then Wizardmon is saying that that is how it happened. He thought he originally when that happened, he thought that Gatomon had saved him because he wanted something in return. He didn't know the feeling of compassion because, like Gatomon, loneliness too had hardened his own heart and stuff, which is kind of emotionally kind of tragic in my opinion. I don't want to bring up emotional kind of stuff, but that is kind of tragic. They both have loneliness in their hearts, and it's hard. It's kind of sad, really. And then that's where he said that she told him the secret, and basically what the secret was, she said that she was waiting and searching for someone, but she never found her, and then Wizardmon in the flashback is wondering who she means by that, and then he says she said that the one she's been searching for, and then it goes back into the present scene, and then what happens is after that, is basically she said that she was waiting and stuff, and she's confused by that. She said she was waiting and her and stuff like that. And then what happens after that is basically what happens after that is Wizardmon is saying that that's also how it happened, and then she's saying that she was wondering who she was waiting for, and she never knew anything about her past before she met my Otismon and stuff. And then what happens is Digimon thinks that Gatomon's search is like finally over and stuff, and then he goes to where Kari is, and she's astounded by that, and then the fact that he can fly and stuff. And then what happens after that is Gatomon shows up and gives Kari the Digivice, and then the Digivice starts to glow, and this is a very crucial point in the midsection of the first season where they finally find the true identity of the 8th child. Like, when I originally watched the series when I was a kid, I didn't know back then that Kari was the 8th child myself, but I was kind of suspicious back when episode 21, when Kari somehow knew Koromon and stuff. I was suspicious at that point as well. At that point when I was younger, I didn't know for certain if she was, but I had suspicions. I just thought I'd get some personal life of my connection with this show out of the way since I'm getting to this point. Anyway, what happens after that is basically Gatomon says that it's Kari the 8th child, and then she's wondering who her partner is, and then Digimon is saying that she thinks she knows, and that she wants her to try to remember, and then she says that she does remember. She was definitely waiting for someone. What happened was when she was in training for Miyama, she was waiting for someone all that time, and then the seasons changed and stuff like that. And then when she became Salamon, she went on a bit of a journey and started searching. And then what happened is what she found was not someone she was waiting for. And then what happened after that was basically instead of finding the one she was looking for, she found evil and darkness and my Otismon and stuff like that. And what happens is after that, she said that then days of torture and pain began, and she started to forget who she was, that she was waiting for someone and searching for someone. And then Kari's confused. She's wondering what all that has to do with her. And then Agumon sees that Kari's out there talking to someone, and then Tai goes out there with Agumon as well. And then Tai says that they're evil Digimon and stuff. And then Kari says that Gatomon's been waiting for her in the Digidestined Child. And then Agumon tries to use his cover breath on Gatomon, but I don't. And then Gatomon tries to block it by getting in front of Kari, and then she gets hit. And then what happens after that is basically, in the next scene, Kari's wondering if Gatomon is okay, and she says that she's fine. This is nothing compared to what she's been through and stuff. And then what happens after that is Wizardmon is saying that now does she remember, and she said yes, she was waiting for the Digidestined human she belonged with, and she said that that's Kari and stuff, and then Kari said that she's been waiting all that time for her and stuff, and then what happens is she said that she could have just called, which is kind of funny, but in my personal, we will actually find out during the Dark Master Saga. I think it's episode 45. I believe, I'm pretty sure it's episode 45 where we'll find out a bit more about the backstory. I just thought I'd explain some of that right now. I just thought I'd explain that. That's good. And basically what happens is she said that she just could have called. Basically, even if, I'll explain when I get to episode 45 of the Dark Master Saga, in my personal opinion, that it kind of worked out that Gatomon didn't find Kari up until this point. I'll explain why my opinion is that when I get to there. Anyway, what happens is, then Kari is saying that Gatomon's her partner, and that she's the Digimon as well. And then Tai said that doesn't make much sense. And then Wizardmon is saying that it does make sense considering she's the 8th child. And then later on he gives Tai Kari's Digivice, and then Agumon's wondering why he's giving it to Tai because it belongs to Kari. And he says that Kari can't be seen with it because Myotismon finds out that Gatomon is the 8th child and Kari is her partner, and then he'll destroy Gatomon, and he won't rest until he finds Kari and stuff. And then basically they go to find the crest, and then what happens is after that, while they come across one of Myotismon's Bakamon servants, and then they get the key from him, and they go inside, and then they grab what they think is the real crest, but it turns out to be another one of his copies. And then what happens after that is they start fighting him, and then Myotismon says, "Those eyes. From the first moment that you looked at me with those eyes, I knew you would betray me. That's why I had to punish you. I would have hurt you even more, but you became a good servant," and stuff like that. And then basically what happens is, later on, you see her looking at him with those eyes again, and he says that this time not only does he see that they're filled with rebellion, but they're also filled with hope, the hope that her dreams would come true, and stuff like that. And then basically what happens is she says that her dream is to return to her true identity, the one that she had before she met him and stuff. And then my husband was like, "What do you mean true identity? Could it be that, are you the Digimon?" And then he says that changes everything. Before he destroys Gatomon, he'll have the pleasure of watching her. He'll give him the pleasure of watching him crush her wizard friend first. And then what happens is Tai and Agumon notice that, and they go after Gatomon to help her. And then what happens is when they show up, my oldest one is saying that if the Digidestined really are coming to defend Gatomon, then maybe they do believe that she is the 8th Digimon and stuff. And then she tells them that what they believe is no business of his. Go blow smoke somewhere else and stuff, which is kind of funny. And then he says that she'll pay for her impudence. And then Tai's wondering what my oldest mom means by that, and he uses his bat to grab her, and he tells her that he hopes she likes fishing because she'll be the perfect bait to draw out the 8th Digidestined child. And then what happens is after that, he carries her away, and that's basically where the episode stops. So if you guys like this video on YouTube, just please give it the real best you guys can, and I'll see you guys next time. Keep it digital.